Silksong's crest and tool system is a bit more complex than you might think, and especially for newcomers it can be quite tricky to get a hold of. That is why I decided to give you a quick and easy tutorial on how they work. Hi, my name is Stizzl. This is part 2 of my Silksong tutorial and tips and tricks series, so please subscribe if you want more, and now let's get started. Tools and crests in general work in tandem with each other. Tools are things you can equip onto your crest and use in battle or while exploring. You can find tools in various ways: by completing wishes, aka quests, by finding secrets, or by buying them from a vendor. There are 3 types of tools: red, blue, and yellow, or combat tools, passive tools, and let's just call them miscellaneous tools, but you could also call them explorer tools. This tool, for example, is a red tool that deals damage when it hits an enemy. This magma bell tool, on the other hand, allows you to take less damage from magma and run on coals for longer, which makes it a passive tool. And the compass is a yellow or miscellaneous tool, as it is a tool that displays your location on the map when equipped. You need to equip all of these tools into a slot with the fitting tool category color in the crest you have currently equipped. So red tool can only go in a red tool slot, a yellow in a yellow, and a blue in a blue. More on crests in a bit. Red tools are a bit of a special thing, as there's more to them than there is to the others. For example, you will need shell shards to use red tools, because once you use a red tool, this little red circle around the tool decreases, which indicates how many of the tool you can still use. Once it is fully depleted, you can no longer use that tool until you sit down on a bench. Once you sit down, you will repair or basically reload your tool contingent by using shell shards, the little silvery grey pieces of shell that almost every enemy in the game drops. Balancing this is important, as red tools can be super strong, but you don't want to burn through them too quickly, as shell shards are kinda hard to come by once you have left the early game behind. Additionally, there are 2 ways to upgrade your tools in general, and this will also only affect red tools. Tool pouches allow you to use more of the same tool in one go, aka this is basically an ammunition upgrade. So for example, instead of 8 straight pins, I can now use 12 or something like that. I don't have it in mind right now, but you see the difference on screen. But of course, if you use more tools because of the tool pouch, repairing said tools will become costlier, which can mean that you can lose like 100 shards in one go if you have to fully repair the red tools you used up. Crafting kits are the second way you can upgrade tools. They make them deadlier and stronger. You can find both of these in various situations in Farloom, and by finding tool pouches and crafting kits already within Act 1, you can make your tools into a weapon that the bugs and beasts of Farloom should be afraid of early on. Now, as I mentioned before, you need to equip a tool into a fitting slot in a crest to use it. So what's a crest? A crest allows you to equip certain tools. Different crests start off with different amount of tool slots or a different combination of tool slots. One might start with 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 blue tool slot. Another might only have 3 red tool slots. But that's not all. You can also equip a silk ability as well. These use up silk and are kind of like special attacks. The first one you get is the silk spear, which you get very early on, but not too far after that you will have the option to get attacks such as this one. You can only have one of these equipped at a time, and it is kind of the centerpiece of your crest. But now let's talk about the things that different crests changes that the game does not really tell you all that much about. It changes your attacks and also your movement. Here we see our starting crest versus the Reaper crest that I currently use side by side. You can see how the normal attacks differ, which also affects damage dealt by the way, how stuff like the running attack is different, or how the pogo is different. The Reaper crest is the closest I have seen to a regular pogo attack like from Hollow Knight, and that helps so much against certain enemies. But anyway, what you decide to use and what tickles your fancy is totally up to you. There is no clear best crest. Crests also tend to have unique abilities. The Reaper crest, for example, has an effect that triggers once you have healed. After healing, you can reap more silk by hitting it out of enemies and then collecting it. So this one is good if you want to stay healthy and full on silk. There are others out there with some more wild effects as well, but basically every crest offers a vastly different gameplay experience, even more so than switching a weapon in a different game would do. To equip crests and thus also tools, you have to sit at a bench, navigate towards the crest menu and choose from the crests you have unlocked. But how do you even unlock more crests in the first place? Well, you start with one, and the others you have to find out in the wilds beyond, which means that they are hidden throughout the game, all in their respective chapel that is kind of like a tiny mini dungeon that normally poses some kind of challenge before you get the crest by stabbing a poor corpse. And lastly, you may notice that your crest is not fully unlocked yet. That is what memory lockets are for. After finding one of these, you can use them to unlock a new crest slot in whatever crest you like. They'll help you get more out of a crest you really enjoy using, because now you'll be able to equip one more tool. And lastly, there's a way to further deepen your experience with crests and tools. I will not fully spoil it, since it is mostly in the second half of the game, but after a certain point, you will be able to meet a peculiar NPC that can help you unlock your true potential, and that kind of makes tools and crests even more useful. Finding that NPC involves backtracking and a big ominous door, and that's all I'm gonna say, so look forward to that if you haven't gotten there already. That's it for me today. I have been informed by the Austrian Secret Service that only about 10% of you are subscribed, so if you want more videos like this and really want to make my day and don't want to be hunted down and klopft into a schnitzel, please consider subscribing. Thanks to all my wonderful members and patrons, especially Ido, Jake and Ned. You make making these videos way easier for me. And anyway, let me know what I should talk about next in the comments below, and I will see you in the next Silksong tutorial or tips and tricks video or whatever soon. Goodbye and bye panada.